So can you compare the both cultures, West and East culture?
I, my first experience with people from the East is pretty much Asians like Chinese and Koreans. And I'd say, in my impression, I notice a lot of similarities from Middle Eastern, um, South Asian, and East Asian people, where they have more of like a discipline and kind of a community-based culture, and a respect for elders, where, especially in America, we have more of an individual culture. And I say, my impression is, I think in America we don't know enough about other cultures, and sometimes, like if we go to a country, we're just so used to being Americans, we might not show a lot of respect to people, and then we love our freedom so much we want to tell everybody about freedom, and sometimes there's a lot of bad things about freedom, but I'd say I think a lot of people in the East don't always see the good thing about Americans. Maybe they just see like all of our negative stuff about our materialistic culture, and they don't see, I think Americans are really kind people, and we have a kind of a culture because we had to come across the United States, so most people kind of believed you had to do everything by yourself.
How about the spreading of Islam? Which kind of ways do you advise to the Muslims to spread Islam to?
Some of the ways that I think have been the internet is really helping a lot, because it's kind of a non-threatening way where you can get the information without, especially here in America, we've felt like we've been preached to so much, and what we've been told isn't we end up seeing what people say is not really their actions. So I think the internet would be really helpful, because you can read the information, you can go to an Islamic website or Facebook, and you can hear the exact opposite than what you'll see on the TV news. So I think the internet's helpful. Also, maybe the Muslims could reach out more to, mostly in America, get to know more Americans. There's a lot of opportunity, with especially the financial problems. People are questioning the material lifestyle, and there's a big opportunity to give people some faith. And there's a lot of problems that Islam could help out by. A lot of Americans have problems with eating too much food, drinking, not being happy, divorce. So, if somebody could come up with a good way to show a solution without feeling like the person's being judged, I think that's a great way to spread Islam. Spreading it as an answer to problems.
What's the way? Yeah, internet is one way.
Well,
I don't know what.
Well, brother said that how he was telling me how Islam got spread to Indonesia was the people were so impressed by the way that Muslims did business. They weren't cheated, and they were treated very kindly by the Muslims, and they were consistent. They were always, so it wasn't what they said, but it was the interaction and the kindness and the fairness in the way the Muslims did business, and the way they lived their life was appealing. So I think that's one way. And maybe, with some of the new converts in America, maybe teaming up with, a very knowledgeable person in Islam, and going out and talking to people, sharing the faith. But probably the most important is like doing the fair business and being honest. And when I was thinking about converting, it was like I kind of had a feeling that Islam would spread in this country if the right word got out. That because people are kind of poor in spirit and they're hungry. That and I think a lot of people they kind of think that the media is not being truthful and about how much like they got away with brainwashing us and we didn't even know it. Because before 9/11, I'd say people probably most people probably had a neutral to favorable view of Islam. I don't think, unless you came from a very strict Christian family who's prejudiced, I think some way that the media is kind of working against themselves. I think more people maybe getting some more shows out there, like showing, probably showing how people's lives changed from Islam. That would be the best, like a reality show. Not something phony, but like showing somebody how their life was before Islam, what they thought, what made them change, and then their life after Islam. I'd just like to thank them for being the people that have kind of kept hold of the light for us here in America. So if it wasn't for all the people keeping the hold of their faith through the challenges, we wouldn't have the opportunity to become Muslims here in America. So I'd just like to inspire all the brothers and sisters in Turkey to think about us here in America and pray for us. And I hope that we can find more ways to communicate and to grow stronger together.